OK, c'est parti. Alors, bonsoir tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien. Bienvenue dans notre appel d'équipe. Ce soir, on a la chance de recevoir Josh Cobb, qui présentement ne comprend rien de ce qu'on dit. I was just saying, Josh, that you probably don't understand what I was saying. It's just a presentation. So, Josh Cobb is a member of John Maxwell team. So, and I had a chance to do one of his workshops, which was really great. I think it was in June. I think this is when. And I was the rock star of the team, and I really enjoyed my experience. So I asked Josh if he can come over and speak to you guys to give you some motivation, especially after Team Cup months. It's just crazy. We're fatigued, a lot of fatigue, tired. So John, Josh is the founder of Legacy Leadership. Is a bomb. Like in leadership is so good, and is gonna maybe make you want to puke. That's what I'm thinking about, because every time I'm listening to team calls that you did with, for example, maybe Sabi Callister, Raina Odell, or maybe other coaches that are in the top 10, was just crazy. I loved it, and I want more all the time. So I will be really glad to hear you tonight. So everyone, if you have any questions, si vous avez des questions, n'hésitez pas à les écrire dans le chat. Puis Mélissa, tu peux les micros de tout le monde également. Et puis ceux qui viennent de se connecter, là, peut-être vous muter là, pour pouvoir que ce soit plus agréable de façon auditive. Alors, I'm going to let you run the show, and
okay.
I will be really happy to take some questions at the end, and I will translate if it's in French in the chat, so feel free to go ahead.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. Well, I cannot speak French, unfortunately. You guys have motivated me to want to learn French, because there was like 10 minutes of dialogue that I just completely missed out on. I'm a peacock, so I get FOMO, like really crazy FOMO. Like what is they saying? Is this exciting? Is there something cool happening? Like what am I missing right now? But anyways, I'm excited to hang out with you guys. I first of all owe you guys, I got a weird angle here on my laptop. I first of all owe you guys an apology, because last month I was supposed to speak for you, and I was legit hanging out, just getting a little bit of rest time. Knew that I was speaking for you guys that night, but somehow I went back and looked at my message and had told me the exact right time. And somehow when I messaged it to my assistant, I gave her the wrong time. So you guys were sitting right here waiting for me to get on. And I was literally sitting up there trying to get a little bit of rest. I was like, I go on in about an hour, so I'm going to get a little bit of rest before I have to go on. And then I go to check my phone, and it was too late at that point. So I am so sorry. So because of that, I always try to make up for my own mistakes. When I drop the ball, I try to go over and beyond to make up for it. And so tonight we're going to do some cool giveaways. We're going to do some Q&A time. Do me a huge favor. Okay. I would say that of all of the calls that I've ever done, the Q&A time is the time that gets wasted the most often, because I get to the end and no one has any questions. And the thing is, all of you have questions. Don't pretend you don't. You're crazy. I have questions. I have a mentor. I personally pay myself $600 or $700 an hour to hop on and pick his brain about Facebook ads. If you are human, and French people talk a lot. I love that. I love that. If you talk a lot, you're my people. Okay. Write questions down as you think of them. Maybe you don't have any off just the top of your head right now. As you think of stuff, write it down. Throw it in the chat box. We can always go back when I'm done speaking. Okay. But please take advantage of the Q&A time. It's really, really valuable time. I now charge 4 figures an hour for my one-on-one clients. So I'm giving you Q&A time. Please don't let it get to the end and everyone just sits and stares at me. Okay. I really, really, really want to answer some questions tonight, because I know that sometimes you're struggling with something that hasn't been covered in a call before. Let's be real here. We're all individual humans. We all have individual different schedules, different brands, different ways that we're doing this business. We all have these systems that I create for, say, like the Art of Recruiting. It's a system that anyone can plug in and anyone can apply and anyone can get results. But at the end of the day, there's still individual things that go into those. Okay? So do me a favor. Take notes, write down questions as you have them. Okay? I can't hang out all night. We're not going to have like 75 one-on-one sessions tonight, but I do want to answer several questions for you. Okay? I have another call that I speak on in like an hour and 45 minutes, and somewhere in between this call and that call, I got to eat, but it only takes me like 5 minutes. I ate half of my dinner before I hopped on this call. In between calls, in between this call and the next call, I'll take 5 more minutes and finish it off. Okay? Sound good? All right, let's rock. So tonight, I want to teach you something that you already know that you have probably never actually applied to your business. So one of the reasons I love working with Beachbody coaches is because you guys already know all of the principles of working a business. You already know all the principles of leadership because you learned them all on your health and fitness journey. But unfortunately, most of you never take the lessons that you learned on your health and fitness journey and actually apply them to your coaching journey or to your leadership journey. How do I know that? Because I have trained thousands of Beachbody coaches. And when they hop in my groups that have daily check-ins, my new art of recruiting, that I'm going to give you guys a coupon code for later. Don't let me forget about that. And also, I'm also going to give you guys a coupon code to get some discounts on my trainings. So it's people who don't win can still get discounts. Okay. The all new art of recruiting. First thing people say at the end of week 1. Okay. Everyone in the group says something like this: I worked harder this week than I worked all last month. Which tells me that most of you are not working as hard as you should be. Now, you're putting in the hours, you're putting in the time, but you're doing all the wrong things. I always tell people, you give me 2 hours a day, and I can help you be more productive than most of you have been in 8 hours. Because most of you spend people are already starting to look down like they're, come on, look up at me. Come on. You know I love you. I wouldn't say this to you unless I loved you. Okay? Most of you spend 90% of your time scrolling the news feed on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or Instagram stories or Facebook Messenger stories or Twitter or Pinterest, or my God, how many different places are there that we can not work but feel like we're working because we've got a phone in our hands. And in the back of our head, we have some type of a checklist. And at some point, we hope to check off all those things. But the truth is, most of you never do. Now, I'm going to teach you some principles tonight that are going to change your life forever. But the truth is, you already know them. You just haven't applied them to your business. Are you ready for the 3 magic words that you all know that I'm going to help you translate into your business? It's going to change your life. Let me just see a show of hands. How many people on here tonight would love to have more results than they're currently getting? Raise your hand. How many people would love to make more money than they're currently making? How many people would love to help more people than they're currently helping? How many people would love to go to bed at night feeling more fulfilled, knowing you did what you were born to do? Okay, perfect. You need to know these 3 words. Are you ready for it? Write them down. I'm watching you. Write them down. Decide, commit, succeed. Have you ever heard those 3 words before? Decide, commit, succeed. We see them every single morning when we work out. And then it says, it's got that little thing, Beachbody. Does anybody else sing along with it when they do that? Beachbody. Like, I can't help it. I do it. Apparently, it's really catchy. It's kind of annoying, but it's catchy enough that I do it every single time. And it's got that little slogan: decide, commit, succeed. Here's the thing. Every single one of you on this call, you signed up as a challenger because you wanted to have more success, right? You wanted to feel better. You wanted to look better. You wanted to be able to run with the kids, play with the kids. You wanted to be able to look good in your bikini or in your jeans or whatever. You wanted to be a more successful person. Now, we're not necessarily talking about money per se, but anything that makes life better is some form of success, correct? And then you realized you wanted success in even more areas of life. So you signed up as a coach because you saw an opportunity to help people and to make money. Everyone on this call wants to be successful. But what I have found from speaking on lots of team calls and training lots of coaches and hosting my own webinars for 2,500 plus people a month is that very few people are actually having success. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. Few people have it. Do you know why? Because the only way to get to success is to follow the first two words first. You have to decide and commit long before you ever succeed. When I joined the John Maxwell team, that would have been 3.5 years ago. So that had been the beginning of, it was actually on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to me. I'm now on the John Maxwell team, February 14th of 2014. When I signed up for the John Maxwell team, I made a decision that day to invest in myself at a higher level. Now, here's what I did not make a decision to do. I did not make a decision to be 100% all in on building my business. I actually signed up for the John Maxwell as more of what you guys would call a discount coach. I signed up because I saw an opportunity to grow and become a better person. And to be honest, I was planning on using that training to help out at my church. I was very, very, very highly involved at my church, and I figured if I could grow my own leadership and learn all these business principles and stuff, I could help make a bigger difference at my church. It wasn't until a couple months later that I said, I just need to do this. Like, I work a job that I hate. I used to play music. I loved music. I thought music was my way out, but had to step aside from music because of our youngest son had 3 open heart surgeries, and I just felt like it was Daddy didn't need to be traveling on the road all the time while little boy was at home waiting on what we thought was going to be a heart transplant. I knew I needed something. I said, Josh, you don't have anything. Why don't you just do this as a business? And on that day, I made a decision to go from what you guys call a discount coach to a working coach. Meaning I'm going to work this thing. I'm going to follow the lessons on building it as a business. You know what I still didn't do? I still didn't make the decision to be 100% all the way in, no turning back, no plan B. It's do or die. I still at that point was 1 foot in, 1 foot out for probably the first 6 months. Oh, I think someone got unmuted.
Yes, we're fine.
Be careful with your controls, guys. If you accidentally unmute yourself, we can all hear you. Can you take care of that for me, Anne? Or are you not hosting? Who's hosting?
Ça, peut-être tu peux muter toutes les nouvelles personnes qui se sont jointes, là. Ou les gens qui viennent juste de se joindre, on vous entend parler dans la salle de bain. All right, I'll mute myself again. You can continue.
Okay, cool. Thank you. But I didn't make the decision to be all the way in. Oh gosh. I think Maria's unmuted, and so is the other person just got themselves fixed. Okay, perfect. But I didn't decide to be all the way in. So here's what happened. I would work really, really hard for 2 or 3 weeks, like really hard. And then what would happen is I would run into my limiting belief. My limiting belief was, I don't know if this is the right thing. I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to do. I don't know if this can work for me. I come from a long line of preachers. Maybe I can't have a successful business. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this is selfish. Maybe this, maybe that. Anybody ever had those voices in the back of your head saying, maybe this isn't the right thing? And I would go back to kind of being like, kind of trying, but not really trying. And then after a couple of weeks of beating myself up, I decided, no, you need to do this, Josh. You've never been all in on anything. You need to do this. You need to see it through. You need to see what happens. I'd go in, all in for 4 or 5 weeks, sometimes 6 weeks. And you know what I do? Run into my limiting beliefs. Josh, you can't do this. This is crazy. This is stupid. Why are you even trying? This is selfish. This isn't the right thing. What if it's not the right thing? What if God has something different for your life? And by being involved in this, you're missing out on some other thing that God has for you. Damn limiting beliefs is right. And damn limiting beliefs, I hate them. I just did a live on my Facebook Live or my Facebook like page yesterday called Limiting Beliefs Suck. Because we all have some type of belief, okay, that is limiting our actions. And as long as our actions are limited, our results will be limited. Socrates said, we are what we repeatedly do. But I like to add to that statement and say we repeatedly do what we fully believe. It is very, very hard to do something you don't fully believe. Does that make sense? So we have to attack our beliefs and our actions. It's not enough to just attack our actions because our beliefs will always hold us back if we don't also work on our belief system. And I did this for probably 6 months. And then finally, I read John Maxwell's book, Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. Let me give you like a 2-minute synopsis of the book. That there is no such thing as losing. We, especially in North America, are very competitive people. We like to win. We do not like to lose. So anytime we're doing what's not the right thing, we feel like maybe we did the wrong thing, which makes us feel like we lost. Correct? In sports, what happens? One wins the championship, everyone else is a loser. Correct? You go to the Olympics, one person wins the gold medal, pretty much everyone else is considered the loser. Correct? But that is not how life works. Life works like this. You either won or you were doing something that moved you forward, and even though you failed, you learned a valuable lesson from it so that you could continue to move forward. And I had this limiting belief. I grew up in a very religious home where we were taught you're either in God's perfect will or you're in some other place where it's like sinful. So I had this fear that maybe I wasn't in God's perfect will. And so I was almost afraid to go all in on anything because if it wasn't God's perfect will, then maybe I missed God's perfect will. So I must be in sin and I'm going to miss out on something really good, some other thing that God had for me, and I'm doomed. And John Maxwell, who was a pastor for 40 years, which is why it made it so easy for me to listen to him teach this, taught me that the only thing that matters is that you're on the path that's forcing you to grow. Not the right path, okay? Not the right path, the path that's forcing you to grow. And there was something that hit, like this explosion happened in my brain. For the first time in my life, I gave myself permission to fail. I gave myself permission to possibly be on the wrong path, as long as that path was going to force me to learn and grow and become a better human. You see, there is no such thing as the right thing to do. There is just the thing to do that's going to help you become better and smarter and a better human. How many of you would agree that as a Beachbody coach, which causes you to work out, eat healthy, post really good stuff on social media to add value to other people's lives, invite other people to get healthy, invite other people to change their lives, and possibly make a whole lot of money if you do it right, how many of you feel like that's a good thing to do? Good thing or bad thing? Okay, so it doesn't need to be the right thing. It doesn't need to be the perfect thing. It doesn't need to be the thing that you were destined to do. It doesn't need to be the thing that God calls out from a burning bush to tell you to do. That, if you retreat from what you're doing, how many of you, if you were not a Beachbody coach, would stop working out every day, would stop eating healthy every day, would stop reaching out to people outside of your comfort zone to help people and challenge people? How many of you would stop doing personal development every day? Most of you would maybe be doing one or two of those 5 things. Maybe. Correct? I know if I was on the John Maxwell team, I wouldn't be doing personal development every single day. I wouldn't be hopping on team calls 2 or 3 times a week. So even if I didn't make money, I was becoming a better person, and I was learning and growing and being challenged in the process. And even if that didn't lead to me having a career as a public speaker, it would make me a better person, which would lead to something better in my life, because better people create better things. And I've said this ever since my very first event, that our outward success is an expression of our inward growth. So I had to finally, after like 6 months of being in and out, I finally made the decision to be all the way in, not 1 foot in, 1 foot out, both feet in, head first, all the way. There is no plan B. There is no backing out. There is nothing that I'm going to allow to hold me back from pursuing the absolute best that I can get from this opportunity. Does that mean I'm going to do it for the rest of my life? I have no idea. I'll tell you before I die, okay? Before I die, you'll find out. But until then, who knows? Maybe 3 years from now, I get back into music and decide that I want to take all of the business practices that I've learned and everything I've learned about Facebook ads and Instagram and all this, and start another band and become a famous rock star. Who knows? It doesn't matter, because all these lessons that I learned were what gave me the freedom to make the decision to go do something else, correct? And if I wanted to, I could go do that now, because I've learned so many valuable lessons about business and marketing and social media and growth. I can now apply it to anything in life. But as long as I was only 1 foot in, 1 foot out, I wasn't forced to learn what I needed to learn. I wasn't forced to do what I needed to do. And I wasn't forced to become a better person. And I wasn't forced to learn any lessons that would ever apply to any other area of life. But because I was forced to do those things, now I've become a better human that is capable of becoming successful in any realm of life that I choose to. You see, all the same principles apply anywhere you choose to apply them to. When you become an incredibly successful Beachbody coach, you're not just an incredibly successful Beachbody coach. You can be successful at anything you want. I have some coaches, Andrea Crowder, who just launched a training for multi-level marketers. She's making tens of thousands of dollars doing that and being a Beachbody coach. I have other clients who have wrote books. I have other clients who have their own clothing companies. See, it doesn't matter if Beachbody is right. What it matters is it the opportunity in front of you that is giving you the opportunity to be challenged on a daily basis to become the best version of yourself. And if it is, it's right. Because it's right now. That's what's right, is the growth opportunity that's right now. And as long as you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you will continue to whine and complain about your business not moving forward, because you are not operating in the compound effect. The compound effect says that big results happen when we do the small things consistently over time. You know what 90% of Beachbody businesses look like? All the way in for 3 weeks, mediocre for 3 or 4 weeks, all the way in for 3 weeks after that, mediocre for 3 weeks. You know what happens? I talked about this at my event. It was a little easier when I was on stage and I could walk back and forth, but I'm going to try to use my hands to show you, okay? You go all in for 3 or 4 weeks. You make this little bit of progress. And then you think you can pause for 3 or 4 weeks and take a break. But what really happens is you slide backwards. And then you go forward for 3 or 4 weeks. And you say, I need a little break. And you go backwards. And every single time you take a break, you don't stand still. You go backwards. There is no staying still in life. Look at plants. They're always either growing or dying. It's one or the other. Once you have reached full blossom, what happens to a flower once it blossoms? It starts dying. If you are not in the process of blossoming, you are in the process of dying. And here's what really sucks is, as a multi-level marketer, here's the thing. As someone in the health and fitness industry that gets labeled as a fad diet. Now, I know that's not what it is. You know that's not what it is, but that's what everyone labels it, correct? You are doing a fad diet and a multi-level marketing company, you're double screwed. Okay? Because people see you as gimmicky in two different ways. Now, it has a huge payoff because what you sell actually helps people transform their lives. And not all multi-level marketing companies can say that, correct? So it's worth it. Okay? But let's just be real here for a second. When you say I drink shakes every day and build a business online, people think you are sketchy. Am I allowed to cuss? Is that okay, Ann? You guys are French. You guys love to cuss. Good. You are sketchy as fuck. Okay? That's just all there is to it. If you got kids around, I apologize. But that's just all there is to it. And I like to explain it like this. When you're building a social media business, any business on social media, every day that you post, every single day that you show up on social media and talk about what you do or create some type of value or do anything that puts your face in front of people, here's what it starts off like. Have any of you guys ever seen those movies that takes place like maybe like in the jungle somewhere and there's some random like rope bridge that connects one mountain to another? It's just this random jankety thing and someone always gets on it and then the whole thing collapses and they fall and barely hang on by a thread. When you say on the internet, I started my own business, that's what people see. Why? Because it's not stable. No one knows anything about it. You just started it today. You've got a rope bridge. Now the goal is over time to be so faithful with it and to be so consistent that what happens is the things that we see on a regular basis, we almost start to accept as the normal. I was in a gas station one time and I needed some stomach medicine. And I remember seeing one of the brands. I was like, oh, I hear this stuff's good. And I grabbed it and I literally stopped myself and I was like, I've never heard a single person say that this is good. It was just a brand name I recognized. So to me, it was normal or good because I recognized it. I was familiar with it. The most successful businesses are the ones that have been consistent long enough that it has become the new norm. People no longer see it as this rope bridge because you built a concrete bridge. But that only happens when you consistently show up. When I first started, I was messaging Beachbody coaches left and offering free consultations, and I was ignored by 90% of them. If I reached out now and offered one-on-one free consultations, I could have thousands of calls lined up in the next 2 days. I mean, I could literally just send out an email and I'd have my schedule booked for the next 3 months. Why is that? Because I showed up time after time after time after time after time after time after time. And I could keep saying that like the rest of the night to tell you how many times I've showed up and delivered value and over-delivered value. Whether that be with a social media post, whether that be with an email, whether that be with a team call, whether that be with a webinar, whatever that is, I just showed up over and over and over and over. You know what happened? My second year of business, even though I wasn't making much money yet, people started to say things like, dude, I've been seeing you online. You're killing it. Like, I made like $400 this month. But yes, I'm killing it. I am so killing it. See, what had happened is I had shown myself enough and added enough value that even though I wasn't making any money yet, people were starting to see it and trust it. We say on the John Maxwell team, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. When you first start your business, people may know and like you, but they definitely do not trust you. Because let's face it, you just started yesterday. How do we know what you know what you're doing? We don't. So we need to see you show up long enough to prove to us that this isn't a rope bridge. This is actually a safe path. This is a safe journey. But no one knows that if you never stay consistent long enough to prove it. And the only way you will stay consistent long enough to prove it is if you decide right now that you're all the way in. There is no way out. There's no way out. In Think and Grow Rich, he tells a story of basically there was a fleet of ships going to war. And they got to the harbor and they knew they were outnumbered. They knew there was a really good chance they might lose this war. And so the captain, the general, whatever the heck they're called, when they get there, he burns all of their ships. And he says, boys, the only way we have to make it home alive is to win this war. I just burned out plan B. See, as long as the ships are there, they can retreat at any time and just get on a ship and just go home, correct? If they get there, they're scared, they're getting outnumbered, they can hop on a ship and go home. But when the ships are burned, the only way you're getting home to your family is if we kill these people before they kill us, and then we use their ships to go home. There was a day where I burned my ships. I said, there's no other way out. Josh, you've detailed cars for 9.5 years now. Your left knee is starting to go out on you. Your back is starting to go out on you. You can hardly stand to even wake up in the morning and come do this job. You've been behind on bills for the last, 13 years. Sick and tired of telling your kids you don't have money to give them. Sick and tired of telling them we can't go out to eat after church. Sick and tired of telling them we can't go to birthday parties because daddy doesn't have money to buy their friend a present. Sick and tired of saying no when no was not the answer I wanted to give. At some point, I had to burn the ships. I had to make a decision that I was sick and tired of the life I had created for myself, and it was time to make a better one. And I had to take responsibility for making that happen. I had to make the decision that it was in my power to change everything. If you're on this call or watching this recording, I need you right now to make the decision. It's all or nothing. I'm all the way in. Because that's the only way you'll ever succeed. How many of you have had people in challenge groups? How many times have you had people in challenge groups that are saying, I just went to the doctor last week. They told me if I don't change something now, I'm going to get diabetes. I might die. I might never see my kids again. And then they buy a challenge pack, and it's not but like a week later, you never even see them again. Why? Because they didn't make the decision. They were just trying something. There is a really big difference between trying and deciding. John Maxwell says the word try is basically just one level above, let's see what happens. I don't know about you, but I don't want to just see what happens. I saw what just happens for my entire adult life, and it sucks. I watched someone drive by my house every single week to take pictures because we were so far behind on our mortgage that the bank was paying someone to come by and take pictures and make sure we were still living there and make sure we hadn't let the place go vacant. That's not fun. That's not fun to be on a one-on-one call on your phone with somebody trying to build your business and a guy's driving by taking pictures of your house because you're so far behind on your mortgage. That'll light a fire under your ass. That happened for months. For months. My entire first year of business, you want to know how much money I made? Josh Coates, who now mentors all of the top coaches, has hundreds of people in training groups, thousands of people on webinars. You want to know how much money I made my first year? $500. $500. Now tell me who on this call has had a worse year than that. If you think volume is down, well, just come enter my first year of business and see what that feels like. $500. But I kept showing up. Why? Because I had made the decision, number one. Number two, I had committed to the process. The first thing we do is we make a decision that we're all in, all the way in. But then the second thing we do is we commit to whatever process it will take to get to succeeding. And I was committed that no matter how many times I had to message people, no matter how many times they didn't respond, no matter how many times they responded and said they wanted to have a call and then randomly didn't show up on the call, and then the next day their Facebook and Instagram was deleted and they'd been abducted by aliens and nobody knew where the hell these people were, no matter how many times this stuff happened, I was going to keep doing the process. Now, of course, along the way, I was adjusting the process. I was learning what worked and what didn't, but I was committed to the process. Some of you have made a decision that this is what you want to do. Some of you have made the decision, you've been hanging around the team page for the last couple of years, or however long Ann's been a coach, you've been with her, ride or die since the beginning, but you have not committed to the process. In other words, you bought the challenge pack and you're showing up in the challenge group and you're even doing the workouts every day, but man, you haven't touched that meal plan. Anybody ever been there before? I did P90X like 7 different times without touching the meal plan. Couldn't figure out why I couldn't put on any muscle. I was trying to put on weight because I'm a scrawny guy. I was like, this sucks. I'm working my butt off and I'm really, really toned. Man, I was shredded, but I can't put on a single pound of muscle. You know what happened when I bought Body Beast? I did this crazy thing and I opened up the meal guide. I put on 15 pounds of muscle in 90 days. Too many of you, you're all in. Man, I was all in on P90X. Trust me. Working out an hour a day. For those of you that are now doing the 30-minute a day programs, you have no idea what P90X is. P90X and Insanity would kick your ass. Whole hour, 6 days a week. Hour and 20-minute yoga once a week in P90X. Hour and 20 minutes for yoga? Who's got an hour and 20 minutes? My God. At some point, you have to stop being a faker. A lot of you, hear me out. Hear me out. Don't get mad. I know I'm mean, Josh, but don't get offended. A lot of you are fakers. Because you post on social media 2 to 4 times a day, and you interact in the team page, and you show up on every single team call. So everyone thinks you're committed to this process. Everyone thinks you're all in, but you don't do your invites. Ah, shit. It just got real, didn't it? I found, according to Josh statistics, which are basically an accumulation of what I've seen over and over, not officially put on a spreadsheet, but just what my brain remembers, that 80 to 90% of you do not do every single day invites. And you can't figure out why you can't hit Success Club. You can't figure out why you can't rank advance. You can't figure out why you're not making the 6-figure income. Well, damn, if you don't invite anybody, where do you think the 6-figure income is going to come from? I mean, can we just be logical for a minute? Can we just be logical? Logical. Okay. I know I'm an emotional dude. I'm all over the place, but let's just be logical for a minute. I'm going to create a business. Okay. And I'm going to post 2 times a day on social media for the next year, but never actually have a one-on-one conversation with a single person. How many of you on here are feeling pretty convinced that you want to invest in my business because you think it's going to go somewhere? Anybody? Nope. No takers? I'm looking for investors. Does anybody want to give me money? No. Because we know that that's the stupidest business strategy you've ever heard in your life, and it's what 90% of you do. Yeah, but they're really good posts, Josh. No, they're not. First of all, no, they're not. Do you know how I know they're not good posts? Because you don't even know what a good post is until you talk to enough people to find out what people value and what people need and what people struggle with and what other people value. Your posts suck if you haven't talked to enough people because you have no idea what their pain points are. You have no idea what they're struggling with. The only thing you know is what your cat pooped on yesterday. You don't know anything about making a good post. You want to build a business? You want to make 6 figures? That's a lot of money. It is. 6 figures is a lot of money. So why do people think you can have that kind of a level of a success with half your ass in the water and half your ass out? That's not how life works, guys. You know that. You know that from your health and fitness journey, that the only way to get real results is to be all the way in and follow the process. That's why we make fun of other companies. We make fun of people that say you can just take a pill and lose a bunch of weight. Because we know that's bullshit. No, you can't. You can't eat pizza every night and drink 6 beers before bed and lose weight. If you could, I'd pay $1,000 a month for that product right now. Give it to me. I'll take it. We know that that's not how it works. We know it's a process. And the process doesn't even happen in 21 days. I know we have the 21-day fix, and I love the 21-day fix. But the 21-day fix is the way you get started on the process. Correct? How many of you did the 21-day fix one time and got to your goal weight? All the 24-year-olds in here are saying yes. In 21 days, I got down to my goal weight. Anyone who has ever had kids, you're like, dude, I'm on my 7th round and I'm still not back down to my goal weight, okay? Maybe I got back down to my 28-year-old self, but not my 19-year-old self, not in 21 days. It's a process of over and over and over. Now, if you only got 5 pounds to lose, that's totally fine. We can do that in 21 days, correct? But someone comes to you and says, I got 100 pounds to lose. How many of you are saying, that's fine, we can bust that out in 21 days? I'm going to give you some containers. I'm going to give you some Shakeology. 21 days, you'll feel like you are 16 again. That is bullshit. Correct? That's the equivalent of saying you can make 6 figures in a year, posting on social media twice a day and hopping on a team call. You want to be successful? You got to do the hard stuff. You know what the hard stuff is? Messaging people every single day. You want to know our 2 greatest limiting beliefs? 1 is our fear of failure. 2 is our fear of what other people think. That's the hardest one in my opinion, right? Our fear of what other people think. So let's talk about what other people think. Let's do it. Let's go there, because all of you are thinking that. Every single one of you. You're afraid of what everyone else thinks. Let's talk about your moms. Let's talk about, we're not going to make mom jokes, but let's talk about your parents. Let's talk about your brothers and sisters. Let's talk about your cousins. Let's talk about people at your workplace, people at your church. Let's pretend that all of them think you're a loser. Let's pretend that all of them start to make fun of you because of what you're doing. Let's pretend that all of them start completely disassociating themselves with you. How many of those people are paying your bills? I am so sorry. I just want you to, how many of you have kids? Raise your hand if you have kids. Quite a few of you. I want you to imagine yourself for a second. Walking into your kid's room, looking them in the eye, right in the eyeballs. I am so sorry that I did not build the best life for you that you could possibly have. I was just so worried about what your aunt and uncle might think of me. But let's be real. This is what's actually happening. I am so sorry that I don't love you enough to give you your best life. I was scared of what some random idiot on Facebook that I haven't seen in 15 years and will probably never see again face to face for the rest of my life. I was worried what they would think of me. Most of the people you're messaging are not your cousin, okay? You shouldn't be messaging your cousin to try to sell them Shakeology, okay? Maybe in your first month you do that, but by the time the first month is over, you've got all those people out of the way, correct? We're messaging people that you went to high school with. We're messaging people that are, dude, social media. There's 365 million people just in the United States. I don't know the population of Canada, but I'm assuming it's tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions as well. correct? So why in the world are you messaging your cousin? You're not. You're not. You're doing what Ann's taught you. You get on social media, you're adding 3 to 5 friends every single day. You're starting up convos. You're getting in free groups. You're getting in interest groups. You're building relationships with people. And then you're not pulling the trigger because you're scared to death. What if they think I'm salesy? How many times have you thought that in your head? I told you, I've trained a lot of you. I know every thought that you have, okay? What if they think I'm salesy? Oh my gosh, I don't want to be one of those salesy people on social media just posting about all this and blah, 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 blah. What if they do think you're salesy? What if they do? So what? Do you know how many Beachbody coaches hated my guts before I ever had my first $10,000 month? Do you know how many Beachbody coaches hated my guts before I ever had my $10,000 day? Lots. Because I was the salesy guy that was messaging everybody. Who cares? Guess what? All of them want to work with me now. When you have your first $10,000 day, I promise you, you won't give a fuck who hated your guts. You won't. You're not going to care. In fact, you might even go buy them something nice and pretty for their birthday. You won't care. Here's what you will care about. All of the different people you had the opportunity to help. The messages that I get on a weekly basis. Josh, my business has been completely turned around. I finally have hope again. Josh, I went an entire year without hitting Success Club. And in your group this month, I hit Success Club 10. And I finally feel like I have chance. I finally feel like I have a hope. I finally feel like maybe this is something that will work for me. Yes, I have helped people hit top 10. Yes, I've helped people go double superstar. But the really valuable thing is the people who didn't think they could do anything at all and got on one of my team calls, showed up at an event that I spoke at, showed up at a webinar or Super Saturday, whatever it is, and someone who had never thought they could do anything for the first time in their life decides they can do something. Now you tell me, are you really going to sit around and whine and complain and worry about what people think about you when there could be one person's life that you could be changing right now? While you're on a team call, getting free training because your coach is awesome, getting to be taught by someone who mentors some of the top people in the company, getting to be encouraged by this community of people that you're a part of, with hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of content that you have access to within the team page, within the national wake-up call, and all the other things that you have available to you, while we're sitting here right now getting inspired about life, someone else is sitting on their couch or maybe in their bed, and they're thinking about ending their life. They're thinking about calling this whole thing quits. And you have the tools to help that person. Because every single day there are people that are so depressed and they are so sick and tired of looking in the mirror and hating what they see. Some of you were that person, maybe just a few months ago. And this opportunity changed your life. Because when you started eating right and working out, you started feeling better about yourself. When you got surrounded by a community of people, you realized that there's someone who actually does love you, who actually does care about you. And then you bought into the coaching opportunity and you felt even that much better because you finally had a purpose and you finally had fulfillment in life. And what I'm really challenging you to do tonight is not to necessarily build a 6-figure business, although I do believe that that is the result of doing this. What I'm really challenging you to do for the first time in your life is commit to the process that changes lives and helps people and makes you a part of that. I love making money, but when I started my business, I said, if I can just make enough money to quit my job and even be poor for the rest of my life, but at least wake up and do the thing I love more than anything, I'll be the happiest man on the planet. It was never about building a multi-6-figure or what is now turning into a 7-figure business. It was never about that. For me, I was so changed by personal development. I wanted to spend the rest of my life helping other people find that change. And when you are committed to doing that, I'm telling you, money will follow. Success Club points will follow. Rank advancements will follow. When you're committed to helping as many people, when you make the decision, I'm done. I'm 100% done going through life, not doing the thing I believe in, not doing the thing I care about, not building the life that I really want, and you commit to doing whatever process it takes to help as many people as you possibly can, there comes this magical thing that happens. You finally in life succeed. And the beauty of it is you don't even have to make money to succeed, but I do believe that money is always a product of it. The day you make a decision to commit to helping as many people as you possibly can, you are a success. And when you become a success, everything you touch becomes a success. Your business becomes a success. Your finances become a success. Everything becomes success because you are now successful. And no one can take that away from you. If Beachbody shuts down tomorrow, which trust me, they're not going to. If they shut down tomorrow, guess what? You are a success. You can be successful anywhere because you are a success. I'm listening to an audiobook or not an audiobook, but a presentation by Brian Tracy. And he talks about high-level performers. And the thing about high-level performers is once they perform incredibly high in any one business or company or anything, it doesn't matter what happens to them after that. It doesn't matter if a company shuts down. It doesn't matter if they get fired. They always find a way back to the top because all the lessons they learned, they can just turn around and reapply over and over as many times as they need to. People who perform at the top level never go back down to the bottom. Why? Because they themselves have become a success. And you can take that and apply it anywhere. So my challenge to you tonight is to make a decision. We are all the way in. Commit to the process, not half of the process, not the glamorous part of the process, not the part of process that everyone can see, the full-blown process. And I promise you, you will grow as a human. You will grow beyond anything you ever imagined, beyond anything you ever believed, and you will have success. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. I think I'm finally done. Let's lead off with some giveaways, Anne. You want to do that, or do you have some things that you want to add before we do that?
I'm just blown away every time. It's all about the mindset, right? When your mindset is ready to be committed, you're getting there. It just goes step by step, right? Everything will take place. And I was looking at the numbers while we were speaking, and when I did the June 1 week month, that's it. I went from find it hard to hit Success Club 10. And then I went in July, 42.
Can you email that to me? I need that testimonial.
Yes, I will.
Okay, good.
And then I did 34 in August.
Awesome.
Okay? So it changes everything. Yeah. All the months before, I was not here in my mindset. I was just trying to figure out what can I do? How can I build a team? How can I attract people that are motivated to build a business? And when I decided I was gonna build that business and I was gonna attract the people that are ready to work, it just happened. It just happened because I did the basic stuff over and over again. Write my mission down. What is your vision? What do you want to do with that? What's the real why? The real why. Not just about the money and the glamour things. It's deeper than that. And I think everyone needs to go back to basic and do it again and make sure it's so clear that you will commit it.
Yeah.
Just that.
I love it. I love to hear those testimonies. That's for sure.
Yes, that's a huge one. You will have the recording, and I can send you a written one if you want. But
That'd be great. That would be great.
yes, and it's hard to keep the mindset in the right place. But I find when I stop doing every day's personal development, if I don't do it 1 or 2 days, and then 3 days, and then 4 days, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm doing everywhere else. I find excuses not doing my workout. And my friend Melissa Potier, which is on the call too, we did a group of kind of miracle morning stuff. We did a shred 1 to 15 minutes, and I was not doing my personal development. And then I said, I'm going to create a group, and we are 300 people doing this, and it's really helping others too, right? It's all about the personal development, and make sure that you're working on something that you need right now. Yeah. So when you're going to pick your book before you go to bed, it's going to be like the things that was going to change your day the next day, right? Yes. In the previous year, I lost my sister from cancer. And I never give up my business, because this is really what I want to do. Yeah. And because I lost someone from cancer, I don't want anyone to die from cancer. Yeah. We can change it. My dad now is dying from cancer too. I'm not going to quit my business because I'm doing personal development. Yeah. If I was not doing it, I would close my computer and just go cry on the couch. What will it change? Right. Will I be happier with my son when I wake up in the morning? No. Because I'm doing this, I know now what to do to make myself back in my good mindset and the mojo that I need to go and take care of my son, because it's the most important thing in the world. And when you said that you need to create the environment for your kids, that is one thing that was really a game changer. What do you want to say to your kids? Yeah. You want to go to Disney? We're going in November. We were planning to go to Disney in November. It was a dream last year. Yeah. But now we decided to postpone it to take care of my dad. But now it's possible to do all those things, because I do the work every single day, and I stay up late, and I'm tired, but I do it. So I want to give you the chance to give some stuff away, so that people can maybe try this type of workshop that is really going to help them to work their business. Because I can say something over and over and over again, but sometimes it's good to hear it from a different person, different perspective, different way of doing it, and it's really going to help. So I'll leave you the chance, and then maybe we will have some question. I'm sure Melissa has some question too.
this is what I'm going to do, because I love people that interact with me. Okay, I have Audrey, Julie, Marielle, and Melissa. Okay, the 4 of you that had already posted comments. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to email me. I'm going to put my legacy right here. leadershiptulsa@gmail.com. Whoop. Email me there. Okay, that'll go to my assistant. Let them know you want a free spot in the Art of Recruiting, and we will get you a free spot in next month's Art of Recruiting. Okay, it's a $300 group. You're going to get it for free. Okay, and this group is crazy. Ann talked about she was in the 1 week month. The Art of Recruiting is like the 1 week month on crack. Okay, it's awesome. I make you do 20 conversations a day. I make you do 10 invites a day. I make you add to your network every day. I make you track your business every day. But it also comes with the most content I've ever put together in a group. It comes with about 11 videos from me and another 9 videos from my one-on-one clients. So Micah Folsom does one on getting your coaches started right. Megan Eggleston does one on free groups that convert. Andrea Crowder does one on branding. Sarah Try does one on using Instagram, pay for shouts to build your business. I do a bonus module on Facebook ads. I'm telling you, it comes with an app. It comes with a health bet so that you can win some of the money back. Even if you're in there for free, I'm going to put $50 in the pot for you so that you still have motivation to get through the group and get some money at the end. Okay. For the rest of you, if you want to get in, you can go to my website. I'm going to put my website right there, and you can use the coupon code all in, all caps, no space, all in, and you'll get 25% off any of my trainings that you want to sign up for. Okay. You can all use that coupon code, even if you didn't win a spot. If you won a spot, I'm excited. We're going to kick ass together next month. Okay.
That's awesome.
I hope you're ready to go all in. If you're not, maybe give away the training to somebody because it's not a half-ass training at all.
You really need to be all in and have the time to do it. It's perfect. Team Cup is over. We need new project to keep on going. Yeah. I'm so glad that you give that to my downline and everyone in Team Lion and all the other ones that joined tonight. It's so great.
More than happy.
Wow. How about a question now?
Yes, I got about 10 minutes to answer questions. And then if you want, what we can do is we can maybe create a thread, since I only have like 10 minutes left before I need to eat a little something on another call. What we can do is maybe if you want to add me to your team page.
Yes.
And start a thread. Anyone who asks a question tonight, I'll go in and answer. Now, if people, go all through tomorrow, I can't answer questions for the rest of my life. But as long as it's posted tonight, I'll go in and answer it. How's that sound?
That sounds really
okay. But I got about 10 minutes to answer questions live right here if someone has something.
Very quick. Anyone? Melissa?
This is where the awkward silence comes.
Judy, unmute yourself. Judy.
Yeah. Just unmute yourself because we can't hear you.
All right.
What's up, Julie?
Oh, sorry. I was speaking to my husband just in front of me.
Oh, you didn't have a question? You just wanted to talk to your husband?
No, I don't have a question. No, thank you. Sorry.
We'll tell your husband I said hi.
Okay. Thank you.
This is funny. I had a question. How can we find motivated coaches?
How can we find motivated coaches? What a great, okay, so I have a two-way answer for this.
Yes.
Two-way answer. Number one, law of magnetism says you attract who you are, not what you want. You want to find motivated coaches, be the most motivated person on the planet. But number two, this is something I still need to do a live video on. I need to do a live video, and I need to broadcast this to every Beachbody coach on the planet. Okay. I have heard over the last couple of years that the coaches that have signed up in the last couple of years are not as committed as often. Obviously, some of you are, but it's almost like a lower percent is committed than what used to be 3 or 4 years ago. And this is what I have to say to that. We are to blame. Because 3 or 4 years ago, when people signed up, they were signing up based on programs like P90X and Insanity that said, I'm about to kick your ass, but I'll give you these kind of results if you're willing to go through the pain. Sometime in the last couple of years, Beachbody coaches have started saying things like this. It's easy. Anybody can do it. Do you want to make extra money just working out and posting on social media? Oh, you did such a good job in my challenge group. You're already doing the work of a coach. Why don't you just sign up to be a coach? All of that's bullshit. That is not what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. This is hard work. And this is for people that are willing to wake up early and stay up late. This is for people that are willing to trade in their Netflix time for personal development time. But it is the most rewarding and fulfilling thing you could ever do. See how different that language is? At the beginning of the year, I stopped calling myself a life coach and I started calling myself a push coach because I realized too many people just wanted to hang out with me. Too many people just wanted to, oh, let's just get in. Oh, Josh, I didn't really see any results during your group, but I just feel so much better. I got so sick of hearing people say they felt better. If you pay me money, I take a responsibility to help you actually increase your paychecks and get your investment back. If you want to feel better, drink a cup of coffee. You'll be fine, right? You hired me to help you make more money. So I said, screw life coach. I'm going to call myself a push coach And I'm going to start branding this whole let's puke together thing. And I'm going to start branding myself as Mean Josh. And I'm going to start telling people, if you want to really get results, it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. You're going to have to work really hard. You're going to have to do things that aren't comfortable. You're going to have to go beyond your comfort zone. You're going to have to do what no one else is willing to do. But you can have a better life than you've ever possibly imagined. Do you know what happened? My sales did not go down. They went up. Because people actually desire and long for an opportunity to do something valuable and meaningful, and they want to work hard. Most people are willing to work for it. Unless we forget to tell them that it takes work. I used this analogy with somebody yesterday. If I go to a friend's house and he says, hey, you want to come over and watch football? I say, sure. I show up in my denim shirt. I've got my jeans on and I'm wearing my boots, thinking we're going to watch football. Okay, we're just going to watch football. That's all we're doing. Mentally, I'm in chill mode, right? Probably brought a 6-pack of beer. I'm ready to have a couple beers and just hang out. I get there and he says, I changed my mind. Let's go run a 5K. Wait, what? No. I don't want to run a 5K. I've got my jean shirt. I got my pants on. I got boots. I already drank a beer. The last thing I want to do, I'm like I'm in chill mode. Now, if my friend calls me and says, hey, Josh, what's going on? You want to come run a 5K with me? I would do it in a heartbeat. And I would put on some running shoes and a pair of shorts and a tank top. And I would, instead of having a beer, I would drink some Energize and I'd be ready to go anytime because I love running. I love exercising. I love anything active. But if you tell me we're going to hang out and drink beer, but then I get there and you expect me to actually work hard and do something challenging, I'm going to be really pissed off at you. And that's what's happening, is we're telling people, let's hang out and have a party, and then getting pissed when they don't do 10 invites a day. It's such a mixed signal. People want to work hard, but you got to tell them that's what they're signing up for. Can you imagine if the Army just started telling everyone, hey, sign up for the military. We just hang out and drink beer and play beer pong. And then you get there and they're like, oh, by the way, we're sending off to war today. Those wouldn't be very good soldiers, would they? Being an entrepreneur, it's a battle. And most people are willing to fight that battle if you prepare them in advance and let them know that it's a battle. It's not a party. So that's one of the reasons you don't have motivated people, is because you didn't sell it as something they needed to be motivated for. The other thing is you may not be motivated yourself enough to attract other motivated people. So become more motivated than you've ever been before, and then speak from a place that calls out to motivated people. When people get on their first session with me as a one-on-one client, most people are ready to throw up before they ever even get on the video call, because that's what they're expecting from me. Now they want it, they crave it, and they get really good results because of it. People pay me more money now than they've ever paid me before. Okay?
That's great.
But it's because I set the expectation of what it takes to get those kind of results. I hope we got that recorded, because I need to broadcast that to the world.
Yes, that's so true.
Okay,
That's
good.
so true, because it's not just a party of coaches together. Yes, we party hard, but
Yes.
we work hard.
Correct.
Yeah.
I partied really hard when I was in New Orleans for 5 or 6 days, but I worked really hard for 51 weeks out of the year before I went to New Orleans and did that.
Yeah, we did it in Punta Cana. Yeah, for me, New Orleans was more like about business.
Yeah. Well, I only had to speak once, so I got to have a little fun.
That's great. I haven't had the chance to see you on the schedule, but I'm sure we'll see you in Indianapolis. Indianapolis.
I will be there. All
right, that was awesome. Any more question? I think we have to let you go because you have other things and you need to eat. It's so important. Eat your containers.
Got to go eat my containers.
Thank you so much, Josh. It was worth a wait to have you tonight. I'm really thankful for that.
You bet.
And I hope to talk to you in the near future. Good
You're
evening
more
to
than welcome.
everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye, bonne soirée.